How's it going, guys? My name is Noah, and today I have a 3-month review of the Galaxy S10. So I have been using this phone for a little bit under 3 months now, a few days under 3 months. But I just wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts in a more long-term review, since my first review was after a week of usage, so it was more like my initial review of the phone and how it performed in that week. But I've done more with it, I've used it for longer, I've experienced more things about it for the past 3 months, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my opinion on whether or not I think people should be buying it now in mid-2019. So this being a more long-term review, I'm not going to focus so much on the design or features of the phone. You can find all of that in any initial Galaxy S10 review, or in my review, even better. I'll link it up there. Go check that out if you're interested in my review of the specs and the design and all that stuff on the phone. But just quickly going over that, it's still got an amazing screen, obviously. One of the best, maybe only bested by the OnePlus 7 Pro, and then only because of its 90 Hertz capability as opposed to 60 here. But really, it's got one of the best screens. It's definitely going to be more than enough screen for anyone. It's got the Snapdragon 855. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, so obviously very, very fast. That is configurable. You can change how much RAM and how much storage you have on the phone. Either way, it's going to be plenty fast. It's got a great design, all metal and glass, allowing for wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, one of my favorite features. I sometimes use it with my Galaxy Buds or my Gear S3, so it works very well for that. It charges by USB Type-C, has a headphone jack, speakers are good and loud, cameras are great. It was probably the best phone available when it was launched, and I would say that it probably is still one of the best phones available. So I want to go ahead and jump into the things I've noticed over my 3-month use period with this phone. So the first thing is the speed. Now obviously phones do oftentimes slow down after they've been used for a little bit. After you've installed all your apps, you've started using up storage with videos and photos and music, all that kind of stuff. But I've found that this thing is still every bit as fast as it was when I first got it. I don't have any complaints with that. The RAM management is still great. The battery life has depleted a little bit, I guess, but still great battery life, lasts me all day. The initial speed and power, which I noticed with this phone when I first got it, has really held up well, and now that I've pushed the phone a little bit further, I've done more demanding things with it, and obviously had longer days, just more time to really get the feel for it. That speed and the power of this phone has been very consistent, and it's held up quite well over the 3 months. So I have hardly ever had to wait for this phone to do anything for me. Everything is near instantaneous. The cameras, like I said, over this time I've obviously been able to take more photos with it, and it takes some amazing photos, and I've really come to appreciate having that wide angle camera. I don't know how I would go back to really having a phone that just has either one lens or maybe a telephoto, because at this point using the wide angle to get a little bit of a better field of view in your shot has become so natural to me. So that's something I've only come to appreciate more with my usage of the phone. Gaming on this phone is amazing. I'll go ahead and put a clip up of PUBG Mobile with like the settings which it was running at. It runs very well, and the speakers are honestly very usable, even for playing a game like that where it's important to have the sense of like 3D sound of where sound is coming from. The stereo speakers using the earpiece and the bottom speaker do work very well, and even though I would still use headphones if I was playing a game like that, I think you could definitely do it with the speakers on this phone. I did ride the bus to school this year, so something which I had a lot of time for was listening to music, and obviously no issues there. I would be surprised if there were, but it really doesn't drain the battery all that much. I've listened over Bluetooth and wired connections, both streaming and native MP3s on the device native. MP3s play locally on the device itself. One of the things which I thought I would be more frustrated with than I am is the in-display fingerprint reader. I have registered my finger multiple times over my usage with the phone. I currently am not using a screen protector, which is a first for me, and it's honestly not something I did on purpose. Just I've had frustrating experiences. I did actually buy some Chinese clone screen protectors instead of the white stones, and I had some issues applying them. Still haven't gotten around to buying extra glue to put the one which I have on, so it's a mess. But I will just go ahead and say quickly, if you have a Galaxy S10 and you're looking for a case, this is the Max Boost case for the Galaxy S10. I think it was like $6 or something. It was super cheap, and I've dropped this phone multiple times without a screen protector, and I will say that I was scared when I dropped it because it would be like face down, or it was just nasty drops, and this case has really protected the phone. Honestly, I would say this is one of the most protective cases I've used. So if you're looking for a case, I would highly recommend this, not being paid to say that or anything. So getting down to whether or not I think you should be buying this phone. I think that right now the main question for a lot of people, if you're looking at the Galaxy S10, is should you buy this or the new OnePlus 7 Pro, which obviously is a little bit cheaper and seems to offer almost everything this has and even more in some areas. And my opinion when it comes to that is it depends on what you need from your phone. So if you really want the best camera quality and you really want all the features which Samsung puts into their phones, go with the Galaxy S10, because this has wireless charging, obviously also has reverse wireless power share, it has a headphone jack right there. The OnePlus 7 Pro, on the other hand, does not have wireless charging, does not have wireless power share obviously, and it doesn't have a headphone jack. So those are just some examples of where the Galaxy S10 outperforms the OnePlus 7 Pro. It also has an IP rating. OnePlus 7 Pro should be water resistant enough. I wouldn't go dunking it, but at the same time, I think that the features that the Galaxy S10 has and its camera quality are what puts it above the OnePlus 7 Pro. But if all those things aren't necessarily deal breakers for you, or you don't really care about having the very, very best, the most expensive flagship experience, I would definitely say go ahead and get the OnePlus 7 Pro. The Galaxy S10, yes, it's a $900 phone. It has dropped in price, so keep that in mind. It could be actually comparable at this point to the OnePlus 7 Pro. But I think that for most people, this thing is still an amazing buy, even in mid-2019. I think it will continue to stay that way as the price steadily drops over time. So if you're debating between this and another phone, maybe the OnePlus 7 Pro or like the new Asus phone or anything really, I think that this is still a great option. It offers a lot of great features, very fast, great battery life, great screen, just overall a very complete package, like I said in my initial review, and I would still highly recommend it. Alright, that's about it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments about anything I said in the video, feel free to leave those down in the comments below, along with any suggestions for future videos or how I can improve my overall video quality. And like always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.